As part of America's 250th birthday next year on July 4th, President Trump says he will be doing a UFC event at the White House.
We're going to have a UFC fight. We're going to have a UFC fight. Think of this on the grounds of the White House. We have a lot of land there. We're going to build a little... We're not. Dana's going to do it. Dana's great, one of a kind. We're going to have a UFC fight, championship fight, full fight, like 20, 25,000 people. And we're going to do that as part of 250 also. We're going to have some incredible events, some professional events, some amateur events. But the UFC fight's going to be a big deal, too.
Robert Whittaker says he's going to fight 4 more times and then retire. The first of those 4 fights is going to be later this month on the 26th of this month in Abu Dhabi, taking on Rainier de Ridder in the main event of UFC Fight Night Abu Dhabi. De Ridder's coming off that win over Bo Nickel, and Whittaker's coming off that loss to Khamzat Chimaev.
4 fights. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I see, 4. I want 4 more. Okay. That's me. So I see the stepping stones needed to do what I want to do. 4 fights gets me into that title shot, gets me into a position to, to finish on top, to have that fairy tale ending. So, mate, I'm working towards it.
3 Aussie champions at the same time would be immense.
Mate, I am flogging myself for it. I'm inspired by the other boys, and it's got to get back at it.
His last 4 fights, Whittaker is 2-2. He beat Aliskerov and Costa and lost to DDP and Khamzat Chimaev. He currently sits in the number 5 position in the middleweight rankings. So it's a huge opportunity for RDR because he's number 12 right now. He has a chance to move up 7 spots. If he can pick up the win, he'll break into the top 5 and emerge as the potential title challenger. Perez Diem says, I'm fighting in Paris, but I'm still waiting for my opponent. Apparently, I'll have a big fight. He's coming off a victory over Mike Davis via decision. Prior to that, he knocked out Matt Frivola, also in Paris, a big knee knockout. He has won 5 in a row. He's looking to make it 6 in Paris in September. BKFC 2025 Champion Summit featuring BKFC co-owner Conor McGregor state of the promotion press conference open to the public Thursday, July 10th. That's next Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Hollywood, Florida at the Hard Rock. And they'll make some announcements there, like probably their big tournament that they're planning to do this year. Manal Kopp said he would have murdered both Van and Royval on the same night. Van says, is that why you pulled out? He should be thanking me for saving him from that ass whooping he was about to get. And Manal Kopp replied, save me, boy, pulling out might have been divine mercy for both of you, because the way I was going to style on you guys, people would have thought I showed up to the wrong weight class on purpose just to flex. Kopp is not going to be fighting Van next. Van's fighting for the belt next against Pantoja. Maybe down the line to be a pretty entertaining striking fight, though, between Kopp and Van. DC was recently saying that Ilia came from money. DC is actually a weirdo for spreading misinformation. Ilia literally worked 4 jobs, is what someone said. Damn, I was wrong. I think Chael told me this, and I should know better than to listen to Chael. He got me again. Ilia married into money. His wife's family apparently is wealthy. Armin Sarukian thinks Paddy Pimblett is legit, but not legit enough to beat guys at the top in their prime. He can beat guys who are outside of their prime, he feels. But a lot of guys in the lightweight division are out of their prime and on their way out.
He's legit, but not like a top 5 fighter level. He can beat like a Charles, maybe now, because nowadays he can beat Charles. He can beat maybe Gagey, but he never gonna beat Topuria, me, or Islam, who is on the prime right now. He can beat the people who is almost retired or lost fights,
Paddy's come a long way since that Jared Gordon fight in 2022, steadily improving fight to fight, culminating in that mauling he did against Michael Chandler in April, stopping him with strikes in round 3. Derek Moneyberg gets his black belt in BJJ from Jake Shields. Jake Shields has been my main coach since my first training session 3.5 years ago. Some argue he just paid for the belt, but he says 3.5 years since first training, 3,000 hours one-on-one training, best training team in history, 0 days missed. John Strickland says, I don't know if this is funny or sad. Laughing my ass off 3 years to get a black belt. Money can't teach you to fight, but it can buy you a belt so people think you can fight. An embarrassment to BJJ. He also adds, laughing my ass off. Brown belt after 2 years in BJJ. This is the definition of fraudulent man. Con artist. Can you picture someone buying a belt paying champions to come to a podcast and then asking you to buy product?
So yeah, somebody said that to me, and I was like, well, dude, how much do you pay you? And like, I thought it'd be a lot more money. But dude, you're a fucking con artist. Like, 3 years to get your black belt. You pay these ex-champions to sit there, and they look fucking miserable the entire time. And you like pedal, you're like disciplined and this and that. You bought a black belt, and the fact that you can even hold that up and say, I got this in 3 years is embarrassing. And it just shows how much of a fraudulent human being you are. And you guys got to be careful, man, especially when you see them, like, guys will pay guys to sit by them, and they try to sell you a product. You are a fraudulent man. You are a con artist. Please, guys, beware of people like this. They're fraudulent.
What's up, guys? Maybe some of you have heard I've had to withdraw from my fight with Neil Magny, July 19th, due to an hamstring injury. I won't get into any crazy details about the injury, but I'll tell you it's a two-part injury. So there's a tear in one of the muscles in the hamstrings, which is a grade 2B injury. It's not too bad, so it's possibly something that we could have worked with. However, the second injury is on the tendon inside the muscle, which is a full thickness tear, so a grade 4C injury. And that's a more serious one. Basically, I'm absolutely useless when it comes to any type of grappling scenarios. I'm not able to wrestle or grapple, nor kick. And apparently it will be another 8 weeks at least until I can comfortably have any type of, grappling training at full speed, at least 8 weeks. The good news is I won't have to do a surgery, so I'll hopefully be good to go at the end of the year or late this year. So that's my plan. That's the aim. I'm optimistic that I'll get this sorted in a few months, in a couple of months. And yeah, it's a very frustrating one because it feels like day-to-day stuff fine, and I can do most things upright, or almost all things. It's just the grappling exchanges and stuff like that, and obviously kicking. Once you start putting any kind of stretch on the hamstring muscle, it just doesn't work. And yeah, as always, it's very frustrating. I was feeling great up to this point, and this is the second time I've had to pull out a fight with Neil Magny due to an injury. So send him a message. Yeah, it is what it is. But I really appreciate all the support, as always, and hopefully I'll be in there at the end of the year. Thanks so much, guys.